Hi, good afternoon, everyone. This is Mark Crawford. I'm the managing partner with Fluid Color. We are going to talk a little bit today about our UV inkjet line of printers. We have printers that are hybrids, flatbeds, and roll-to-roll. On the flatbed side, we have printers that are 3x5, 4x8, 5x10, and we have an extended printer that's actually 6.5x10 as well. We can print up to 4 inches thick on the majority of our printers, and we are just launching a new printer that we can print up to 15 inches thick on the gantry. We have our line of hybrids. Those can print up to 2 inches thick and come in a 63-inch, a 98-inch, and 126-inch variety. All of our printers can utilize the Ricoh Gen 5 head, the Ricoh Gen 6 head, or the Kyocera line of heads. And we'll get into that a little bit more as we go along this afternoon. We represent the company Handtop. We bring in their frames and then finish the build out, the assembly in our facility in Hebron, Kentucky. We are right across the river from Cincinnati. So the final assembly, as well as all of our Kaleidoscope brand of ink, are all done here in the U.S. And then we have our service support all come out of that facility as well. Crew with Digital Color Ink is the oldest of the Handtop dealers in North America, and one of our premier dealers, and actually our flagship dealer for the Handtop line for Fluid Color. The next gentleman that you're going to hear speak, his name is Jason Dara. He is our chief inkjet evangelist. He runs our demo facility in Hebron, Kentucky, and he handles all of our samples, demos, software support, things of that nature. So I'll leave it to Jason here for a little bit, and then at the end we will have a question and answer session.
Hello, my name is Jason Dare and I'm with Fluid Color. Fluid Color is a wide format inkjet technology company that currently offers hand-top wide format UV curable printing solutions. The question we get asked all the time is, why Fluid Color? Why choose Fluid Color? Well, our printers are simple, they're reliable, and they're easily serviceable. This is a plus for those that like to work on their own equipment and do not have time to wait for a technician to arrive on site. Fluid Color's foundation is based on an established service and support network that has years of experience in providing technical support to the printing industry. Our experienced team completely understands the urgency in getting you back up and running if an issue should arise. Our manufacturing facility, located near the Cincinnati Northern Kentucky International Airport, handles final assembly, painting, hardware integration, software integration, manufacturing quality control, media preset creation, print quality evaluations, print testing, the preparation for shipment, packing, and crating. We offer 3 UV curable inkjet solutions: flatbeds, hybrids, and roll-to-roll. We have 4 sizes of flatbed, from the 5 by 3.2 feet to 4 foot by 8 foot to 5 foot by 10 foot, up to our oversized model, which is 6.5 foot by 10 foot. We have hybrids that are available in three sizes of 63 inches wide, 98 inches wide, and 126 inches wide. We have two roll-to-roll solutions available in either 126 inches wide or 196 inches wide. We have three models of printers based on Printhead technology. Our R-Series printers utilize Ricoh Gen 5 printheads. Our R-Series Turbo printers utilize Ricoh Gen 6 printheads. And our Z-Series printers use Kyocera printheads. Our printers are available in multiple configurations, which give you options concerning print quality, print speed, the use of specialty inks such as white and varnish, and most importantly, the ability to upgrade. These are some examples of typical configurations used by many users. A common configuration is a single row with white ink. This configuration has three print heads, one for black and cyan, one for magenta yellow, and one for white. This single row configuration is also available with an additional print head for varnish. A double row configuration can increase your print speeds upwards of 90%. In this configuration, we now have 6 print heads. We have 2 for black and cyan, 2 for magenta yellow, and 2 for white. We can add 2 additional print heads for varnish if needed. Our highest speed configuration is the double row symmetrical array. This configuration has 10 print heads arranged symmetrically, 4 for black and cyan, 4 for yellow and magenta, and 2 for white. As mentioned earlier, we have 2 types of Ricoh print heads available. The Ricoh Gen 5 print head is very popular in our industry. It is a dual channel print head and provides high quality printing at 600 dpi. It's a grayscale print head that can produce variable droplet volumes of 7, 14, and 21 picoliters. It has about 1,300 nozzles, and its print width is about 2 1/8 inches wide. It's a robust print head with a stainless steel design. In the summer of 2019, Ricoh released the next generation of its extremely popular Gen 5 printhead, which was quickly dubbed the Gen 6. The Gen 6 has roughly the same specifications as the Gen 5 except for 2 areas. The Gen 6 produces smaller picoliter volumes of 5, 10, and 15, and the Gen 6 also has a faster firing rate, which increases the print speeds up to 40 to 50% over a Gen 5 printhead. Lastly, we have the Kyocera printhead. Like the Ricoh printheads, the Kyocera is a dual channel printhead, and it also produces high resolution 600 dpi printing. However, the Kyocera printhead is big. It's almost twice as many nozzles as the Ricoh printheads and is almost twice the size at almost 4.5 inches wide. Its picoliter volumes vary with the type of configuration. In a single or double row configuration, it produces variable drop volumes of 4, 6, and 10 picoliters. For a double row symmetrical array configuration, it produces variable droplet volumes of 6, 10, 14, and 18. Fluid Color has our own brand of Kaleidoscope UV curable digital inks. These inks are environmentally friendly, contain no VOCs, and are formulated exclusively for either the Ricoh or Kyocera printheads. The R851 series UV curable inks are used with Ricoh printheads and LED lamps, and they are formulated with an emphasis on ink adhesion. The Z121 series UV curable inks are used with Kyocera printheads and LED lamps, and are formulated with an emphasis on color gamut. One of the most important characteristics that determine print quality is accurate dot placement. That dots fire, land, and stay exactly where they were intended. This all begins with a solid frame. Any vibrations in a poor frame can work their way up through the printer to the printheads, affecting drop placement. Fluid Color printers have a welded steel frame and a robust industrial design. Our printers are solid. A 4-foot by 8-foot flatbed weighs approximately 3,200 pounds. We have two solutions for moving the printhead carriage. The first is our belt-driven solution, which, as the name implies, uses a belt system to move the carriage back and forth. The belt-driven solution is inexpensive and proven technology that is widely used in the industry. Our linear motor-driven solution is for those that require higher printing speeds. The carriage is driven by a linear motor that contains magnets to propel the printhead carriage. It provides quick, smooth acceleration and higher print speeds. The printhead carriage is a very simple design. It contains crash sensors on either side of the carriage and an ionizer bar to help dissipate static electricity and liquid-cooled LED lamps for ink curing. The carriage does contain a mechanism for automatic media thickness measurement. Our printers utilize 2.3 horsepower vacuum pumps to hold the media while printing. There are both single and dual pump configurations depending on the size of the printer. The dual pumps operate in a tandem configuration, producing a total of 4.6 horsepower. The printers have independently controlled vacuum zones that allow the user to isolate the vacuum into certain areas on the bed or belt. Fluid Color Kaleidoscope inks are sold in 1-liter containers. Our printers have 3-liter ink storage containers that allow users to pour over ink on the fly. We do not have any bags of ink or cumbersome ink chips. There's a float sensor in the ink storage container that will alert the user when approximately half a liter of ink remains. Fluid Color printers can print with white ink. Our printers have a system to recirculate the white ink from the sub-ink tank back to the ink storage container to keep the pigment suspended. Additionally, the ink storage container contains an agitator that periodically stirs the ink to prevent settling. When printing with white ink, you do have control over ink density by printing, for example, a double or triple hit of white. We can also print with a varnish. Unlike the white ink, the varnish does not require a recirculation system. It behaves similarly to the CMYK inks. You do have control over density of the varnish when you choose to print. Our print controller that communicates with the printer is called TopJet. The communication between the TopJet computer and the printhead boards is via fiber optic cable. TopJet controls the operation of the printer, including gantry and carriage movement, job queue, print mode settings, step and repeat printing, and printhead alignment information. The operator has full control of the many functions of the printer. There are no hidden menus. The R-Series flatbeds can print up to 23 boards per hour. The R-Series hybrids can print up to 799 square feet an hour. The Z-Series flatbeds can print over 43 boards an hour. The hybrids can print up to 1,500 square feet an hour. Roll-fed printers can print up to almost 2,100 square feet an hour. Our printers are compatible with both Onyx and Caldera RIPs. Both RIPs produce PRT files that are placed into a shared folder on the desktop of the TopJet computer via the local network. The PRT files are opened with TopJet and then sent to the printer. Our printers ship with 3 RIP-specific custom-built media presets that provide speed, production, and quality printing options. Hello, this is Jason Dare again with Fluid Color, and today we're printing on our Fluid Color R63H Turbo UV Curable Inkjet Printer. This is a hybrid style UV printer that can print on either rigid or roll material utilizing Ricoh Gen 6 printhead technology. Today we're going to print on a piece of polyester in what is known as a sandwich mode in order to produce what would be called a day-night backlit. So we're going to be printing in 3 layers. The printer is going to lay down color, then white, then color again, all in one pass through the printer. We just printed this fascinating piece on a Fluid Color R63H Turbo UV curable inkjet printer. We printed this in what's many will call a sandwich mode or 3-layer printing, where we printed color, white, color all in one pass. So you can see the color in the white, and then on the back side you can see that the color also went down first. This is a very fascinating piece and a very easy way to make day-night backlit applications. Today we're going to print on our Fluid Color R105F Turbo UV curable printer. This printer utilizes Ricoh Gen 6 printhead technology and a double row configuration. We're going to print a CMYK image onto foam board today at a high quality resolution of 600 by 1200 dpi, just to show you how easy it is. This high quality vibrant image was just printed on a Fluid Color R105F Turbo UV curable printer in 1 minute and 41 seconds. It's Jason Dare again with Fluid Color, and today we're printing on the enormous Fluid Color Z126H UV curable inkjet printer. This is a hybrid style UV curable printer using Kyocera print heads and a double row symmetrical array configuration built for high-speed printing. We are printing today on a sheet of 4 foot by 4 foot corrugated plastic. We just printed this enormous image on a Fluid Color Z126H UV curable inkjet printer. The 126H is a hybrid style UV curable printer using Kyocera printheads. We printed this at a high speed resolution of 363 by 1200. It printed this entire 4 foot by 4 foot board in a 1 minute and 54 seconds. And today we're printing on the enormous Fluid Color Z126H UV curable inkjet printer. This is a 126-inch wide hybrid printer and a double row symmetrical array configuration that is built for high-speed printing. Today we are going to print on a 4 foot by 4 foot sheet of 3mm PVC and a high quality resolution of 363 by 2400. This sheet of high quality images was just printed on a Fluid Color Z126H UV curable inkjet printer in roughly 3 minutes and 10 seconds. Hi, this is Jason Dare again with Fluid Color, and today we're printing on our Fluid Color R105F Turbo UV curable inkjet printer. This printer uses Ricoh Gen 6 printhead technology in a double row configuration. Today we're going to print in a high speed mode on a piece of corrugated plastic just to show you the speed that you're able to achieve and the ease of use. This beautiful image was just printed on a Fluid Color R105F Turbo UV curable inkjet printer in a speed mode, which would be a resolution of 600 by 600. We printed this piece in approximately 1 minute and 10 seconds. At these same settings, it would print a 4-foot by 8-foot board in approximately 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Today we're printing on our Fluid Color R105F Turbo UV curable inkjet printer. This printer is configured with CMYK plus white ink in a double row configuration. Today we're going to print on a piece of acrylic. We're going to print this as a undercoat of white. So we're going to put white down first, then the color on top of it, all in one pass through the printer. And you can just see how easy it is to do. This stunning piece was just printed on a Fluid Color R105F Turbo printer with white ink. As you can see, we get very good opacity with our white ink at a single hit. This does not require multiple hits of white ink to achieve this. To learn more about the Fluid Color line of printers, please visit our website at www.fluidcolor.com. Email us at sales@fluidcolor.com or contact one of our regional dealers.
So thank you everyone for sitting and seeing what Jason had to say about our Fluid Color UV printers. As you can see, we have many different options, many different configurations via the heads, flatbed, hybrid, and that little short piece we had in the beginning on the roll-to-roll. Our roll-to-roll offering comes in either a 10-foot or 16-foot configuration, and we can, again, configure those in many different ways. So we'll open it up to questions now.
We have a couple questions. One is, does the Kyocera head have a similar fire rating as the Gen 6? Is the velocity and the same or similar?
Well, we'll start with the difference between the Gen 5 and the Gen 6. The Gen 5 and Gen 6 heads are very similar. The only real difference is the picoliter droplet size, and it fires about 50% higher rate. When we move up to the Kyocera head, we're going with, again, even smaller picoliter. And where we really gain our speed is because it is a head that's almost twice, a little over twice as big as the Ricoh heads. So the frequency at which they fires isn't twice as fast, but it is faster, but we get more speed because we're laying down more ink in a single pass. So that 4 1/4 inches versus 2-inch form factor is where we really gain our speed.
Okay, the reason it's being asked is because one of the most important aspects for this particular person is the ability to fire the dot as far as possible without error. In other words, there must be a distance between the uneven object that they want to print. Right now they have very small Gen 5, so probably in that giftware sort of market flatbed with success. So I guess how close can you get to an uneven, object?
Right.
Yeah.
So as far as that goes, when we're firing and creating a droplet that then fires and travels down to the surface of our media, we are very close to that surface. We try and maintain a distance over the entire media that is the same. Obviously, there are some medias that do have a little bit of give and take to them as far as the height goes. And with our existing printers, we have, it's almost 2 millimeters is where we like to stay. I spoke a little bit earlier about the 15-inch gantry. That machine will allow us to go at a much greater distance as far as where we fire from and the droplet lands. So that's something that, I'm really excited to see when it becomes available here in the next 2 months or so. The ability then to fire droplets down into a recess that's been routed out, things like that are going to work very well. But in today's world, in the machines that are available today, we fire from a distance of a couple of millimeters, just under a couple of millimeters.
Great. One question is, what's the advantage of a manual maintenance over an automated? Because a lot of the more expensive UV cure printers out there, a lot of things are automated as far as misting and purging and wiping.
Right. So our hand top line of printers are set up to be that automated type of daily maintenance. And it doesn't take more than 3-4 minutes a day. Basically, you come in, turn your machine on, you do a purge, which is taking and purging ink through the heads. You wipe those heads, and you're ready to print. Throughout the day, when the machine is sitting idle, it will cycle ink through the machine and allow us to set it. It depends on the environment as well, but set it so that it cycles ink through the heads and it mists. Now, with our current kaleidoscope series of inks, we find that it behaves very well when it's shut down. We do not have hardening of ink in the heads such that when we come in every morning, that startup time is negligible. Now, when we look at the automated machines and how they clean, some of our colleagues in the industry who have the higher speed production type machines that utilize the automated systems, they continuously purge ink through their heads. And customers who have that, they see that ink piling up or building up in the tank below. And it's almost like kind of like pouring money down the drain, because they're utilizing so much ink to do their cleaning system that it could be have a negative effect on the price of your per print page. We find that in doing it with the manual way and how our inks behave in the machine, that there is no need for the highly automated systems. The machines are set up so that they are very user friendly, so that with a operator or engineer that is really knowledgeable of their machine, they can do 80% of that surface. Our machines come with built-in video cameras, as well as the ability for either DCI's technicians or our factory technicians in Kentucky to be able to dial into the machines and see exactly what is going on, and then walk the operators through, changing out a filter, things of that nature. so that we, you know, they're set up to run and run and run. You know, there are currently over, I shouldn't say over, there's almost 700 hand-top printers in North America right now. So that speaks volumes as to the longevity and the quality of the print.
Mark, we have a couple more quick questions before we run out of time. The first one is they're asking about any videos that are available for the 15-inch height. I know I have the one short one that I can provide. Are there any other plans in the next?
Correct. So the one that you currently have is the one that is available to the public. We will be putting together a full marketing video of it to show more in depth as to how the machine works. Because not only does it bring the fact that they can print up to 15 inches, but the higher print distance that we talked about a little bit, that'll be shown as well. So we look forward to that coming in the next couple of weeks.
Okay, great. And then another quick question we have here. Can I use rigid ink with roll material if I'm only doing about 20% banner versus rigid media? And some people kind of want, they need best of both worlds. What is your opinion of rigid versus flexible ink?
You know, that's a great question because, you know, one of the describing factors of our ink is it's a rigid ink, let's say. It's kind of a misnomer, however. Our current Kaleidoscope ink is known as a rigid ink, but it is truly a hybrid ink. It allows us to print on banners as well as polycarbonate, glass, metal, wood, again, most flexible materials. So that there's no question we could do 20% banners versus rigid media. We have customers that run 50-50. We have customers that run it on their hybrid printers and they do 80% flexible banner material, wall cling, things like that with the same ink. That's one of the things that I really like about our line of ink is it is more of a hybrid type ink than truly a rigid ink. Now we have some other niche inks that are truly rigid that, for instance, we have a line of ink that we can place on glass and actually bake, and it becomes bulletproof. But that being said, it's for a very specific market. And we will come out with new inks as customers request them. That's the beauty of one of the ink manufacturers that we do use is they're able to, you know, turn on a dime for the customer need and adjust inks and ink sets for their needs.
Well, we have one more question here. What would be the main application for varnish? Is there much of a...
Well, so, you know, varnish is one of those things that there's not a lot of machines in the market, although there are, you know, there are some that actually do varnish and do it well. And then there's not a lot of call for it from the end user. When there is, it's usually used in a couple of ways. We look at it as the ability to take and create pop in an image, to be able to take a soda can that has droplets running down the side, add varnish, and really make them jump off the can. It is truly meant for more of a spot application than it is a flood coat application. I would recommend if you're going to flood coat varnish to use an offline applicator. But if you're truly going to use the spot varnish to bring pop and call out various portions of an image, it works very well. Much like white, it can be used as a single pass. There's a lot of different things we can do with it. We can build depth with varnish to create kind of tactile printing. So there's a lot of artsy niche things that we can do with varnish other than just laying it over an image. But it works very well.
Great, thank you. Well, we really appreciate your time. Please, if you're looking for any additional information, I will be providing the video to the one individual that did ask about the 15-inch height. Certainly if you have any other information you need, you can refer to our website and definitely get in touch with us, info@digitalcolorinc.com, or give us a call. We would welcome the opportunity to talk to you. And certainly during these times that we're going through, we wish that each and every one of you stay safe and healthy, and look forward to seeing you in person very soon. Thank you so much, Mark.
Thank you for hosting.